Hello, people. How's it going? We'll dabble with this again. How I like it. Anyway, once again, here we are, folks, discussing my least favorite subject, politics. I'd rather discuss the life cycle of a cockroach. We are in our political season. We are in the midst of the political season, where I'm becoming more and more convinced that this country is doomed. Or at least heading toward, as I'd like to call it, I don't know, the end. The sad thing is, I watch all these political things, or at least I watch political stuff on YouTube, and on occasion I catch little snippets of stuff on TV that I don't watch. My roommates watch it in the living room. I live my life in this room. People walking by. I don't do politics. I've told this a million times. I don't think it's the answer. I will never think it's the answer. I think people can be quite civilized to each other if they actually wanted to, and they don't need political parties or political anything to do it. I still maintain that Trump is not going to win. Now, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. That's fine. But I was discussing this with somebody else. I think Trump is saying all the right things. I think he's doing all the things he did before and saying the things he did before. I just don't think his motive is the same. I think he's obsessed with that second term. I really do. There is something different about him. There is something, and I think that's what it is. Maybe if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I don't care. Quote Harrison Ford and Tommy Lee Jones. I don't care. I should care, but you get the idea. Because I really do believe that Harris is going to be the next president. I hope I'm wrong. I really do hope I'm wrong. She's not qualified to be VP, let alone the president. I'm not exactly sure anybody is really qualified anymore to be president of this country. Because this country has become so polarized and so divided and so this week. Finally feeling better. But I don't watch, as I've said before, I don't watch the debates. When the little political ads show up, I delete them. I skip them, I mute them, I do anything other than watch them. They're pointless. Most political debates are pointless. I keep looking at the timer because it keeps freezing for some reason. Sorry. But anyway. I don't care. I don't care what they say because I already know what they believe. The way they rule, the way they govern tells me all I need to know about them. When a politician or a celebrity or a sports person, endorses a candidate, you know how much that's worth to me? Zero. Absolutely zero. It means nothing to me. I don't care who other people vote for. I don't care if you support either one of them. I don't care. I mean, I've had people tell me it's a choice between two evils. In a lot of ways, yeah. I mean, Trump is not the perfect candidate. Trump is Trump. Okay, I've said this 1,000 times before, too. Trump is exactly who he's been since day one of his existence on this planet that people noticed him. The only real difference now is that he's on a bigger stage. He's on a bigger stage, and I think in a lot of ways that's kind of seduced him. I think he got seduced by the pomp and circumstance of being the president of the United States. I think that seduced him. I think he likes it. It feeds his ego, which he's always had an ego. I know I keep talking about Trump a lot. I think my problem is that I listen to some of these people who don't like him, and to me, it doesn't come across that it's about policy, it's personal. People dislike Trump for personal reasons, and that's not a valid reason in my mind not to vote for a man who really, I think in his heart of hearts, really wants the best for this country after his ego is fed. Now, there's no doubt that Trump is doing a lot of this for ego. Politics is about ego. Politics is about look at me, look at me. I can solve all your problems. I can help you. The most frightening thing you could ever hear is government saying, "Here, we're here to help you." No, they're not. They're not. But I get it. I really do get it. Look, Harris has been a vice president, has done absolutely very little of anything for the 3 years she's been in office. Okay? She hasn't done anything. She's promised to fix all the problems she didn't fix in the first place when she had the chance. She's not. Her personality bothers people. Her cackling laughter bothers people. And these are personal things. These are personal reasons. They really shouldn't play a part of why you don't vote for somebody. Vote for or against their policies. Vote for or against their politics. Vote for and against things that is for society overall, for the government overall, and for people overall, not for a select few. I mean, yeah, Trump is loved and liked and so on and so forth by a select few. In the real world, it really is a select few. I mean, as I've said before, I know why Trump is liked. I know why people like listening to him. I know, and I also know why people don't like him. He is abrasive. His ego is huge. It's enormous. It's huge. Huge, as Trump would say. But I'm not voting for Trump because he's perfect. I'm not voting for Trump because of his personality, which is abrasive, which is bombastic, which is a lot of things. Yes, I did find it funny that dogs and cats were being eaten in Iowa. Or no, Ohio. Was it Ohio? See, I was paying very little attention to it. I thought it was silly then, and I think it's silly now, and I don't care. Do animals and cats and dogs get eaten by people? Yeah. It's only in Western culture where dogs are treated like pets and treated like like they matter. Because in other countries, I believe in Southeast Asia, they're eaten. I hate telling you this, but there are some places on this planet that cats and dogs are food for the humans. Okay, that's a fact of life. Mostly, loving of animals is a Western cultural thing. Not all points though. I'm sure if I would look long and hard, I'd probably in some areas where cats and dogs were treated rather nicely. I believe so in Japan they were, in China. I'm talking about Southeast Asia. I mean, when you're starving, and I know it sounds horrible, it does. You see a dog and you're hungry, but I doubt very seriously in Iowa. Why do you keep saying Iowa for? Ohio, wherever Trump said that cats and dogs are disappearing and being eaten by people. Now, do I think that's happening? Do I think Trump is stupid for saying it? Yes, Trump is stupid for saying it. But I also have a feeling, particularly the last few weeks since the debate, Trump lost. I think Trump lost that. He forgot to be the Trump he was. He seemed to forget who he was from the first time he ran. And I've said it before, and I'll keep saying it. Trump is not the same guy. There is something, and I've already gone through all that. I really do believe that he's so obsessed with the second term that he's forgotten who the first Trump was who ran. He's another Trump. Now, I think he lost. I thought he lost. Everything I've heard about the debate, I get an impression that Trump really allowed himself to be, how shall we say, made look bad. And Trump doesn't help. He really does not help his own cause sometimes. I mean, he opens his mouth, words come out. That sounds quite normal, if you ask me. For anybody, actually. I told you, I don't do politics. I don't do politics well. See, my problem is, as much as I claim to be somewhere between a libertarian and a Republican, I'm somewhere in the middle of that. Maybe we're libertarian Republican, Republican libertarian. So if such a creature exists, that's probably where I am. But I just, George Washington was correct. He really did not want this country to have factions. He did not want to have political parties. Because what we're seeing right now is why. I mean, I don't view the Republicans as being all that unified and all that. I don't trust them. I don't trust them any more than I trust Democrats. I'll just say it. I don't trust them any more than I trust Democrats. In fact, I trust very few people who are in politics. I think when you go into politics, particularly in this day and age, in this day and age, it's about ego. It's about thinking that you can solve all these problems because your ego tells you to. I've said it and I've said it before. Politics is about pride. Politics is about ego. Politics is about self-importance. It's not about doing anything for anybody except your own ego. I mean, it literally is not about what's good for society, particularly in this day and age. I mean, I'm sorry. I've indirectly listened to a lot of these people, these political types, and these political pundits, and they literally sound like they're just rehearsing speech. They're just rehearsing talking points. They're sound bites. They're not actual words. They're word salads. They don't have any meaning other than hopefully the people I'm talking to are stupid enough to not question it or think about it. Of course, I don't do politics. This is why I don't do politics, because I go into these rants that literally I'm not exactly sure how people see them. Look, I am serious, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I do not think Kamala Harris is going to lose this. I just don't. This country has become so divided and so desperately trying to segregate itself from each other, and everything else is happening in this country. I cannot see how Trump is going to win. I just don't think he's going to. He's up. Well, one part of the problem, he's up against a political machine that did what it did the last time he was president, and they got away with it. You're not going to convince me otherwise. They got away with it because the media let them get away with it, and other people got away with it because anybody but Trump, really. Well, how did Biden do this? Biden, have you noticed you haven't heard a word about Biden anymore, or heard a word of anything from Biden anymore now that Kamala Harris is now running? There's a reason. Biden was not meant to survive his presidency. I really believe that. I think they really were hoping, and I know it sounds terrible to say this, I really think they were hoping for a guy would die in office and Kamala would become president. I think the man outsmarted them. I'll give him that much. He's outsmarted them by outliving them, by living longer than he should have. I really do think the only thing that some political party likes is power. And that's the only thing Biden was seen as, a bridge to power. I mean, Biden has a medical problem. It is obvious the man is not well medically. I mean, he doesn't look healthy. There's something medically wrong with him. He needs help. Which is why I think they did this. I think they really were hoping something else would happen. I really do. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I don't care about being right or wrong on that issue. I just think that what I observe is that I think they had a plan and it fell through. I think the plan was always Kamala Harris to be president. Except now it's not going to work because Biden is still here. The idea was for him not to be here. Which to me is one of the worst aspects of politics. Politics isn't about human beings. It's about power. Politics is about ruling and power and alliances. As long as you don't step on my toes, I won't step on your toes until it becomes politically obedient and politically important. I step on your toes and I take over. Politics is about power. Politics is about ego. Politics is about self-importance. Politics is not about solving problems. I hate telling you this, but politics is never going to solve one single societal issue. As much as I keep getting, in trouble with certain groups, evangelicals and a few other people on the right, who are determined to convince me that politics is the answer, that I should be more involved in politics. No. having watched modern society and the political messes that keep getting made, no. Thought I saw someone come in. No, politics is not the answer. It never will be. The reason I say that is very simple. I don't get rid of this thing. I think a small measure of political, some sort of foundation of political something. But when pure politics is brought into it, human nature runs wild. I mean, I don't deny that politics is, I don't deny that government is important. Some sort of ruling foundation is important. To me, politics, modern politics, is not about ruling or making society better or blah, blah, blah. It's about control. Modern politics is about control. It's about power. It's about wanting to enforce your standards and whatever else you want to call it on other people. And they better like it or else. I mean, it's become shocking to people. I don't want conservatives running a country. I don't want any other human being running a country who wants it that badly. I don't trust anybody who wants to get into politics and run other people's lives that badly. No, thank you. I don't care what side of the aisle you're on. Human beings should never rule of other human beings. Ever. Because it has a tendency to corrupt people. But anyway. Oh, already at 17 minutes already. I'm going to try to do another video in about an hour. Well, people, thank you for listening to my ramblings. I'm trying to get caught up on a few things. I have not feeling very good the last week or so. But anyway, like, share, comment, subscribe. Behave yourselves, people, because I'm not going to. I don't know how. I tried once, but Jimmy Carter was elected.